It's a good day, buddy. Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. Sunday, right? Yeah, Sunday. That means we're in Sunday chats. It's a great opportunity for me to hang out with my lovely community. Hang out with you guys, talk. There's the neighbors walking their dog and their cat. Their cat just cruises with them. It's the greatest thing. Anyways, I'm excited to see where the conversation comes. Where's it going? I don't know. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Been a long week, and it's gonna be great to kind of fish things off with you guys. I got myself a fresh, hot cup of coffee. Yep, it's coffee today. It's been a kind of a marathon. No tea today, but we got some fresh Joe. Hope you guys have something cozy to sip on. You know, something to chase away that cold. We have a couple more days of winter. You know, we're just here in the blacksmith shop hanging out. Did I just see a clover? Iron Reaper, awesome name, by the way. Hey, cow. Good morning, everyone. Yes, welcome one and all. Oh, it's good to see. What the hell was that clover? I saw it. It was cow. Lucky clover. Yeah, it's almost St. Patrick's Day. Man, crazy. Time is flying. Hi, Cameron. Welcome. Pull up a chair. Let's have ourselves a conversation. What do you guys want to talk about? I got a little project we might get to today. We'll see. We'll see where things go. I'm at your disposal. You guys worked on anything creative? Any creative ventures afoot? The birds are singing up a storm right now. They're out there mingling. Mythic dude pre-workout is what I'm sipping on. Fine morning. Cheers, partner. I hope the weights are ever lighter today. Awesome, buddy. Fantastic. 27 months. Mythic, you're an animal. Very grateful for you, buddy. Did a really cool little blacksmith event for a colleague at his shop over a town south from me. Did some blacksmithing down there. You know, just it's community stuff. You can't enjoy a good community without community service. You know what I mean? Get out there and mingle a little bit, hang out, do a little act of service. It always comes around. Even if it doesn't, at least help somebody out. You never know who you can reach. You know what I mean? Oh, cheers, man. Ooh. How do you do sheet metal work on a bus? Learning how to do sheet metal work on a bus. Man, so you're resheeting it? Are you doing like little rivets? Like now you got me curious. Are you resheeting this thing? You got to be sheeting me. Sorry. It's still in the AM. I can sneak some bad jokes in there, all right? Pull me some slack. I'm still fresh from the cup of coffee. Oh man. I got what do you got? Just dropping in. Big news. I'm going to be a dad. Matt, congrats. That's such exciting news. Wow, what a new adventure, huh? Yes, rust repairs in the corners. Gotcha. Was it somewhere really salty? You know? Was there a lot of salt, a lot of rust, you know, especially if there's icy roads and they'll salt those roads, all of that salty water will kick up. Or if you're on the coast somewhere, where's this bus at? Oh, there's the community. Congrats, Matt. Cheers, guys. Awesome. Shaping the curves. Shaping curves in sheet metal is tough. It's not for the faint of heart, and it's a thing you learn for a lifetime. And it's funny you say that because today's little project has to do with shaping sheet metal or plate. You know, we're talking upwards into the 1/4 inch, but you can also shape any type of sheet metal with this. I often talk about, like, you know, when I'm ever like cold forging and I'm forging on that big old ring, it's an old flywheel. You've seen it, especially on the Zodiacs, right? Doing that stuff the hard way. The forbidden lollipop. It's about to be real hot, so it's very forbidden. But it's this big old hitch, and I've been using it as a great shaping tool. So to shape sheet metal, now I need I need an analog. I need like a piece of cardboard or something. Yeah. So I got it. Okay. I use the heck out of cardboard. Cardboard might be one of the most important things in this darn shop. So when you're shaping sheet metal, it acts very much like the single ply cardboard, right? If you want to bend it this way, it's just going to taco, but it'd be darn near real tough to make if like you're trying to do like a dome or like something like concave, like a sphere. This shape makes it really difficult to bend that back up into like a dish, right? Like a bowl. You know, that's why you'll see a lot of sheet metal have like ribs. That's to strengthen it. Or otherwise it'll just go boom, boom, boom. Putting a rib or some kind of edge to it makes it 1,000 times stronger. It's crazy. And the taller that rib is, the more structure it'll kind of take on. So if I was to like, put this into like a bending device and just bend it this way and then bend it this way, I would just keep undoing it, right? I'd keep undoing the work that I worked really hard to try and establish. You can't let it escape. You can't let the steel escape, okay? That's where the ring comes in. Downward pressure has nowhere to go. There's nowhere to escape, right? So today, what I've been doing with this funny little ring, this hitch, is I would just set it on my anvil. I might, hold it down with a dog. You saw me break that one. Oh my God, that was tragic. And I would work with like this to create really lovely domes and dishes. And I have multiple of these at different sizes, different, that bigger one there, and then the much larger flywheel. But I don't want to have to hold this thing down on my anvil with a dog because it'll eventually start getting loose and getting squirrely on me. No squirrels allowed. So what I'm going to do is spill my coffee on my leg. Oh my God. Hey. Anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to forge this down to my 1-inch hardy hole. We're going to knock this eyelet off. We're going to cut that. We'll probably do a hot cut that off. It's a lot thinner this way, so it's rectangular. So we're going to forge down this way, get it closer in diameter, somewhere in that 1 inch. It can have a little play. I don't want it tight. I don't want it locked in. I want all of this surface against the surface of my anvil. It's a mandatory step. We can't move on unless a little bit of, tea or coffee gets spilled, right? I'm gonna set that down over there because I'm gonna spill it again. I know it. So, see how you like my darn coffee. So, as you can see, it can't fit yet. So this is a hardy hole. A hardy hole. There's 2 holes in an anvil. Do you guys want to know a little bit more about anvils? All right. So there's a lot of tools for an anvil. It seems like a very simple shape, but it indeed houses an infinite amount of possibilities, tools, and so on and so forth. Hey, and we got Robin here. That's one of my apprentices, man. Hi, and Scout's here too. Spilling the coffee is a mandatory step, guys. Yep, 100%. Oh my God, you guys. Anyways, so we'll be forging this bar down to fit our 1-inch hardy so that it's a nice crisp 90-degree angle, but mainly that this is nice and flat on this surface. But let me tell you about the 2 holes of a anvil. The round one, usually smaller, is called a Pritchell hole. That's really great for punches and drifts, things like that, or tools that can rotate and swivel. All right, they can swivel. The antithesis of that is a hardy. A hardy is a square hole right here. So that completely disallows, right, square to square. Right, we always remember that game, round hole, or round peg, round hole, square, so on and so forth. This disallows the tool from moving around. And it allows me to trust that this tool is going to be where it needs to be as I'm forging on it, right? So this is very similar to what we'll create with this hitch, right? And this is going to be really important for what I'm working on here in the shop. This banister with the horses. I'm going to be shaping a lot of these horses into convex style shapes. So this ring is going to come really in handy for that. So that's probably what we'll be working on today. But I just wanted to, I don't know, check in with you guys before I started swinging and starting fires and stuff. Let me check back in with the chat here. Yeah, Casey, we post the schedule on Discord every month, so you're never in the dark and when you'll be able to get a hold of me. You know what I mean? Oh man, I love that everyone like shows up to help answer questions. You know, like I don't know how I got so lucky with this community. My goodness, it's pretty cool. And everyone's helpful. Everyone's really sweet. I love it. I love it. So I could fit this in the propane forge, or do we put it in the coal forge? What do you guys think? Choice is yours. We can coal forge or propane forge this thing. But I am running low on propane right now. I gotta go on a propane run. So I think I just might have answered my own question. You know? But this is some big hardy stuff. This ring is probably 1 3/4 inch bar. But we're not touching this. I want this to be as perfectly circular as possible. This is what we'll be forging on. But I'm really curious, as you can see, this is some homemade implement from some farm. You can see there's a weld. And it looks to me like probably 70-18, which is some pretty hardy stuff. I'm hoping that weld holds. We'll see how it does, because that could break. I just want it to be known I didn't weld it, all right? So if it does break, it's not my fault, all right? My mistress coal, nice. All right, coal, all right. I'm getting a resounding coal. Very good. We'll start a nice coal fire here in a second. I just need to be further down on my coffee. You know? It's coffee time right now. Ooh, but while I'm doing that, I need to look for a dang hot cut. Where are all my hot cuts at? Some of them are missing. The shop gremlins have come and stole some of my hot cuts at night. Let me look for some real quick. Oh, where's my hot cuts? I need a bigger one than the one I'm finding. Where the hell are all my hot cuts? Ah! Found it. It fell. It fell. It was hiding underneath. So we're going to use this hot cut to cut right behind that eyelet. Right there. We're going to hammer over the top of it and just give it a nice little slice. Because I don't want to deal with the eyelet. It's going to collapse. It's going to make all of the bar do weird, wonky stuff. It's Sunday, y'all. I'm not in the mood for weird, wonky stuff. Ooh, shop gremlins, yeah. It wasn't the foxes this time. Believe it or not, it wasn't the foxes. I haven't seen the foxes in some time now, and I miss them. I miss them. They would steal little. I would find like my gloves, like big heavy welding gloves, like out in the field out there. I'm like, what the fuck? You know, I'll be looking for it, wondering where the hell are all my gloves. And they would steal them, the little rascals, and I miss it. Good morning from Oregon. Oregon morning. That's kind of a tongue twister, isn't it? Well, good morning. I love Oregon. I visit at least once a year. It's a lot of fun. I got some family up there. Good, they're good folk up there. I'm late. What are we working on? Right now, I'm thinking about firing up the coal forge and making a tool out of this funny little hitch. It's from some farm somewhere, but I'm really curious if this 70-18 weld is going to hold up. We're going to put it to the test. I feel like as a welder, you know, we're always connected to stuff we've bonded, right? Connected together. And I feel like if it does break, whomever welded that's gonna be like, oh, feel a disturbance in the force, you know? Oh, the Sly Fox. Oh, and then Copper Dog. Good memory. Copper, where are you at? Come say hi. Oh, he's never far. There he is, buddy. Come here, mister. Come here, Copper. He's taking his sweet time. Come here, buddy. Oh, that's my best good pal. Oh, you're Mr. Dog. Such a good boy. What do you think, mister? Is the anvil nice and cold? Well, should we heat it up? Coffee's saving the bacon today. I've just been burning the candle at both ends in the middle. Do you ever get into those modes? It's okay when you do. You just gotta, you know, take your foot off the gas every now and then. Isn't that right, Copper? We can't work too hard. We can't work too hard, man. We'll burn out. Oh, Copper Dog. Such a good boy. Okay, all right. Oh, well, it might be time to fire it up. And what I'll probably do, hopefully my reception will last, but maybe I'll just take you guys out with me as I start the fire and we could chat out there because it takes a little bit of process to get the coal burning. Neighbors on a big old troop walking their dogs together. Now I'm also very curious. This seems maybe like a powder coating. Nah, it doesn't seem thick enough for powder coat. But it's probably some ultra stinky, super industrial paint that's gonna burn off. So I'm glad, very grateful that the coal forge is outside, and I wish we had a little bit more of a breeze to get that out of my face, you know? Because no one wants to be breathing paint fumes. It could be even lead-based. Oh, now I'm thinking about it. Oh, God. Now I'm thinking, it wouldn't be lead-based. So this came from a farm, but also like a military surplus. Do you have any military members in here? I don't know how old this could be, from like the 50s, this paint. I don't know what that, I'm not super up on lead-based paint in general. I remember doing construction where, you know, like if it was an older house and had lead-based paint, we would have to wear respirators and peel all that crap off. Looks lead-based? Oh, man. Oh. Well, that changes things, doesn't it? What should I do? Because I don't want to blast it off with a grinder or something. I don't want to aerosol it, is what I'm trying to say. Does it peel off? It peels off a little bit. Or just let it burn and put a fan on it. We got Santa Claus here? Oh, welcome to the workshop. You know what I could do? I got an idea. We can throw it into the propane forge for a little while. Let this crap burn off way over there. Just have it just kind of idling. And we could just continue the conversation. It'll be a little noisy, a little bit noisier. But I could burn this off away from me, and then we could take it over to the coal forge. Got any strip gel? No. But I see where you're going with that. That's a smart solution. And just let this burn off way over there. Oh, it's a windy day where you're at? Where are you at, by the way? I can't remember. I might just do that. I might just do a pre-burn over there, away from me. And then bring it over here in a second. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. All right, I'll be right back. Little big for the propane forge. Let me just kind of move some stuff around. All right, let's try that. Even better yet, I'm gonna put a fan on it. Now we're using our thinking caps. Okay, hopefully that's not too loud for you guys. It's gonna be temporary. But yeah, I got it just kind of soaking in the propane forge. I got a fan on it, and that'll burn through pretty quick. Plus, a little bit of a preheat for the coal forge. Look at us. Who would have thought? The wind ripped off your passenger side mirror? That's a lot of wind, brother. Ooh, it's like a white noise machine? Oh, how perfect is that? Right now I'm burning off some paint, but I don't know how old it is, which could be like maybe lead-based or something, so I got a fan on the forge. I'm just burning it off so it goes out into the hills. Well, not into the hills, it's not like I'm polluting the place, it's just getting it away from lungs. I'm gonna adjust my fan. Okay, there we go. I like it. It's a sound design. Melt the lead and get a fishing weight. If it was, I would probably get like a grain of sand maybe out of it. And you guys are getting some crazy winds. I'm sorry. I hope you are staying inside, you know, where it's cozy. Out in Oklahoma. Gotcha. We got some family out in Oklahoma. I'm gonna check on it. I'm gonna go check on it real quick. Now, I'm gonna need a couple pairs of tongs to be able to handle this thing because now it's gonna be hot. Let's see here. It's my approximation between these two tongs. We'll be able to handle it. Here's the front of it and the back of it. And mainly we're gonna be utilizing this guy, holding onto that big, like 1 3/4 ring. Man, whenever I think of Wichita, I think of planes, trains, and automobiles. Burning off. It's just gonna take a minute. Hello from Norway. We got people all over the world here. How cool is that? It always blows my mind. We get to just sit down and have this conversation. So I'll be firing up the coal forge here in a second, which I might do here pretty quick. Let me check on how this paint's going. Switch tongues a little bit. We're cruising right along, guys. Yeah, a lot of that's burning off pretty good. Ooh, getting low on my coffee. That means it's about time to forge. Oh, you followed the tree build. Nice. Oh, it's in Mission San Antonio here in California. Sorry for any confusion. Nice, you're starting your journey. That's exciting. I'm super excited for you. Love the scroll. Ooh, I'm glad you like it, man. How's my day been? It's been great. So we started the day out with a little bit of breakfast, the wife and I. And we had our final book club with Scott Sava's book, Becoming an Artist. We had a little book club that was great. We actually recorded it if you're ever curious about it through the Patreon. But yeah, just had a really good conversation about his writing and, you know, just talking about the ins and outs and the trials and tribulations of becoming an artist and doing it full time. I'm excited to have him on to the Creative Workshop, the podcast, and do kind of closing talks. I got some choice words with him on a couple chapters about perfectionism and stuff. Look forward to that. Let's start a fire. Okay. Let's see. So, where do I want you? Turn that off. Turn you off. All right, put this over here. Okay. Where's a good place for you? Can you still see me okay? Oh, yeah. Trying to figure out a good place. I'm not usually doing this. Maybe over here, I don't know. Can you see down in here? No, not quite. Yeah, this will probably be okay. But you can't see the fire. That's half the fun of it. Maybe I got an idea. Hang with me. Here, let's keep going. Let's go over here. Let's put my phone right above the quench tank. That's a good idea, right? Oh yeah, see, that's better. Okay. So as always, you can't really start just a coal fire with just coal. You need kindling, which pre-chopped just some just some old boards. It doesn't need to be anything fancy. So the wood eventually lights all the coal, and then we're off to the races. And there we go. Maybe I'll lower you down a little bit. Oh, there we go. Ooh, man, this is not ideal for filming. But we're gonna figure it out. How does that look? Oh yeah. Perfect. All right, let's see here. Push in some of our coke that we've been burning, some coal. I like to start with a bit of a mix. You know what I mean? A little bit of a mix. What I'm doing is I'm not piling it over the top. That's a rookie's first mistake. You gotta bring all that coal up to temp to where it'll start combusting, you know? Also, isn't this so much more peaceful than the roar of the propane forge? It's just, I can still hear the birds chirping, you know? It's great. Now I can start integrating a little bit more of that coal, making sure I got good oxygen flows. You know, here, I'll give you guys a little bit more of a POV. Oh yeah, see, there we go. That's the stuff. Yeah, it's not ever terribly long until we're up and running. It's a big forge, yeah, built at, everything's been built by hand. It's nice because I have some of these trays that knock down these guys either side so I can run really big bar across this thing. But yeah, everything's built by hand besides this old blower, this old Champion blower that I've been using since I was like a teenager. What am I making? I'm altering something to make a tool out of it. This is gonna be an easy little Sunday task. Sundays are for easy tasks. We're not here for gnarliness, you know, that's for the week. All right, I think we can start grabbing our piece of work. Tongs at. Got him. Watch it. Actually, I'm going to see if I can't brush a little bit of this material off now that it's released. You know, the paint kind of like released from the bar a little bit. So I'm going to give this a brushing and just see if I can't pull some of that off with it. It actually worked like a charm. Bear with me. Okay, this got a little bit of a preheat. Wake this up a little bit. Integrate just a little bit more coal. All right, let's see if I am actually indeed content with these tongs. They're a little bit open. I could adjust them a little bit, but they're a little bit open for what I'm doing. Let me see if I can find something a little bit more, just more better. All right, I got some more options. Let's see. See, a little bit too loose. Won't have a whole lot of control there. A little bit too loose. Let me just keep looking. I'm gonna find something good. I'm thinking maybe like a bolt tong with that space being the thing I'm gonna hold this thing with. Now let's see, a little bit too closed. Let's keep looking. Man, all of these tongs are just somewhere right in between. Holding the side of a ring is not on a weird dimension. It's something I'm not usually having to do, so let me keep looking. Found it. That's great. These funny little guys that are a little light for this type of work. Very light little tongs. But I think they're going to do it just fine. Okay, let's go into the fire. So what we're going to do is we're going to hot cut that eyelet off of there. Shwink, right across there. This is a pretty, good piece of material. It's going to take a little while. So let me touch base with the chat. What's it like in the rain? Oh, it's beautiful out here in the rain. I love it. As you're burning material, you're constantly adding. That's another thing that I find people struggling with when they're first starting to learn how to coal forge, is not kind of slowly but kind of constantly adding a little, just sips, rather than like piling a whole big bucket of new coal on there. You're constantly adding just a little bit, because all of this is technically my hearth. This is all hearth. So I'm constantly dragging coal over and adding. You just little bits at a time. There's also over here, it's starting to heat up. Off the perimeter of my fire, I'm allowing it to kind of get to a temperature to where it's starting to fluff out into a coat. Just adjust my fire a little bit. I'm really curious to see if that 7018 weld holds up. All right, now we're just cruising. Hey, you know what? Like an 8-inch fire pot, you know, a 10 by 26, that's fine. That works great. This is a bit of overkill, you know, but that's kind of the name of the game in my world, you know. Railroad tie, that's great. Heck yeah, you got to start somewhere. You know, it's just the fact that you're starting. That's everything. You know, just getting out there. It takes a lot of courage to do something new. So I'm proud of you for doing so. And what's Copper Dog getting into? Who knows, right? Copper Dog, what you doing, dude? I got to do some weed eating. The weeds have gotten bad. Okay. So I'm pretty close to having this. Let me see here. Yeah, see, we're good and hot. Doesn't take very long. I'm gonna let that just kind of soak in there. We're gonna bring you over here and we're gonna do a little hot cut action. It's tough being your own cameraman sometimes. Oh, look at that, that's perfect. Yeah, so I'm gonna bring that over here and we're gonna cut right there. Just get a nice final heat on it. All right, let's nip this nice and clean here. Doesn't take much. Look how cool that curled though, huh? Neat, right? Always be looking how much you have to go. Just taking my time with it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna blunt that end. Actually, we can get rid of you. I'm gonna use what's left of my heat to kind of blunt this down a little bit, sharp. Maybe we're just trying to establish a little bit of a point so that it can find its mark a lot easier. All right, so now we're gonna draw this out a little ways and then get it down to our 1-inch hardy material. All right, let me put this in the forge, and I'll come get you. All right, hold on to your horses, I'm coming. Okay. There we go. It'd be awesome. Now this could just be wishful thinking, but I might be able to get this out in one heat, but there's no promises. I'm not here to make any promises. I'm just gonna let that soak all that heat up, especially when you're working with bigger bar. Giving it a little bit of time to be able to soak up all that heat is really important. Because the outside might be nice and red hot, ready to go. But very often, that core is not. don't know if you guys can hear it. Every now and then I will give it a little blast of air because I'm pretty much establishing little canals for oxygen to get out of. That's why I like a hand crank so much, is because it has so much control. If all of a sudden my fire is feeling a little choked off, I'm feeling a little choked down, I can get a little bit of a blast to clear those voids, clear it up a little bit, and I'm able to get nice, really good airflow without having to mess with it and break my coke up and stuff like that. So let that soak in there. It won't be long. So yeah, I'll be drawing that out, and then putting a nice 90. I might upset, we'll see. I'm just mainly looking to keep this axis from being able to move on the anvil. It's looking pretty good and hot to me there, guys. Give it a little bit more time. Let that heat soak in there really good. The small forge? Which one? All right, that's gonna be not very long. I'm gonna bring you guys back over to the anvil. Maybe like in this kind of territory, I don't know. Maybe over here. Maybe that's about right. Let me bring you down. Yeah, I'll be forging right over here. There we go. Yeah, perfect. Be right back. All right, let's forge. Sorry, I was looking away. Ooh, pretty close. Okay, as you can see, we've forged this thing down pretty darn close to the diameter that we're looking for. Pretty darn close. I think I'm gonna take probably one more heat. Okay, bringing you back. Let's get you over here. All right. Primo. Yeah, one more heat, we'll have that down to, I would say definitely to that 1 inch by 1 inch we're looking for, because before it was like 3/4 by 1.25 inches. We'll have that in no time. Do I get burned often? Not as often as you might think. You know, besides maybe, you know, a little spark here and there, but that's not really a burn. That's just kind of a kiss. You know, but you get better at avoiding that sort of thing. You know what I mean? You get a lot more proficient with protecting yourself. I don't really have a favorite knife brand. Can I swing the hammer with both hands? Heck no. It's like trying to throw a ball left-handed. I look like so silly. All right, we're already back. All right, I'm gonna go sit you guys up. We're ready to forge again. There we go. All right, move that out of the way. All right. Look at there, folks. Boom. All right. Now I need to straighten this thing out. Okay. I like that. I like that a lot. Here, look. Right? Nice and clean. So now we need to put a 90 in this thing so that this will sit nice and flat against the anvil, right? So let's do that next. All right, I'm coming back. So now comes the interesting part. So this comes the moment of when we get to test how good that weld was that somebody who knows how long ago made. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it down in the anvil and I'm gonna hammer that thing over nice and flat rather than just eyeballing it. I'm gonna actually put it in the hardy, bend that thing over so it's not gonna be an upset, but that's okay. It's not gonna be, all the stress is gonna go straight down onto the anvil's face. But this, if this weld is gonna break, this is the moment that'll happen. So, keep them fingers and toes crossed. In the worst case scenario, we weld it back on. That's no big deal. All right. I want that heat as close to this ring as possible and the weld. So we're gonna see. This thing might bust. It has every excuse to do so, because I'm putting this thing through hell. Literally. That won't take much longer. I'm gonna bring you guys over to where the action's gonna be. Let's see, maybe like that. That might be the shot. All right, I'll see you guys soon. I want a good heat for this. All right, here we go. I want to look at it. Looking good. Just might take a heat or two. I'm really impressed that that weld hasn't broken. All right, I'm gonna go in for another heat. All right, so here's what we're working with, right? Halfway there. Come on, baby. Oh, I'm gonna have to heat up this bottom of this ring to get that geometry right. Sorry, it's just awkward to move this thing in and out one-handed. Okay. All right, let me get that going. All right. I lied. Because if there was ever a time that weld's gonna break, it's gonna be for this moment right here. Because I'm gonna heat up the base of the ring and fold that the rest of the way. But I'm curious. Let me make sure my fire doesn't get cool. This might be a better job for my swedge block. Let me see that 1 inch. It's about that. I don't think I have, yeah, I got one that's pretty close. That's an all right 1 inch. I'm gonna use that. Let's see here. We'll be there. Yeah. Here. There we go. All right, I'll be right back. Now I am going to migrate up to a slightly larger hammer, just so I have that inertia to push past the material. Be right back. I'll bring you guys over again. What I'm doing is I'm soaking way further up the ring now so that I can meet that bend that needs to happen. You know what I mean? That 90 requires a whole lot of material to come out across the top, where it takes almost zero at the bottom. So just let that soak in, because now I'm moving all that heat way into new material. All right, I'm really curious to see if that weld holds. We'll see. We shall see. All right, I'm gonna bring you guys back over to the swedge block, where we're gonna forge right here. All right, perfect. Right there. Perfect, all right. Here it comes. Try not to bust that weld. Let's see how it did over here. go. Check it out. There we go. Perfect. Now all of the pressure will come straight down on top of the anvil, and I don't have to worry about it kicking off or doing anything funky like that. Boom! Nailed it, guys. New tool to the shop. Gotta love it. Let's see here. Spin you guys around. And I'm not gonna quench that. I want that nice and normalized. You know what I might even do? You know what I might even do yet? I'm gonna put it back into the coal forge and let it cool crazy slowly. Over the next several hours it'll take for that coal to slowly cool down. So too will the steel. But I'm gonna make some final adjustments, take a look at it. Let me see. I want to make this never impact. I always want that to be nice and clear. Gotta get my tongue out. There we go. Yeah, and I'll keep that nice and centered as I'm working on this thing. That worked out great. Beautimous. Gotta love it. All right, I'm gonna put this back into the coal forge and let it cool. All right. And looky there. We still got a little touch of coffee left. I'm gonna put that right there so it stays nice and hot. Boom. Easy peasy little lemon squeezy Sunday job, right? Hey, from Turkey. Cheers, friend. Oh. Yeah, it's a good Sunday. I have to do some other little tasks around here. What do you guys got planned this beautiful Sunday? Huh? You guys got any fun plans? Are you getting like deep relaxation? You know, rest is hard work too. Really important work as well. Oh man, nailed it. Yeah. No, that worked out pretty slick. It's been something I've been wanting to do. And you know, like, sure, could have just cut that thing off and just welded and fabricated a nice 90 with 1-inch bar. But sometimes it's just fun to just do it the slightly slower way, you know? Your rest is good. Like after this, I think I'm gonna mow, and then I think it's rest for me. Because, you know, starting the week off tomorrow on a bad foot is not great. It doesn't do anybody any good, especially you. Especially anybody that's counting on you, you know? Oh man, well, we did a little hot cut. That worked out really sweet. Nice. Oh, well, I think I'm gonna leave you to your gorgeous days. I'm gonna get another thing of water. I'm gonna hop on that mower and take care of some weeds. But I hope you all have an amazing rest of your Sunday. You know, thanks for hanging out here with the shop with me on our little Sunday tasks and Sunday conversations and little chats. But never forget, I love you guys, darn it. Don't forget to love each other, okay? Get out there and strike true, everybody. All right. Have a good day. Bye-bye.